this week's episode of Mandalorian, Season 3, Episode 3, The Convert. And yes, we're going to talk about Bo-Katan and Din Djarin.
Yeah.
Here we
Dinbo's
go.
back.
Dinbo.
Bo-Din Dinbo.
Boat and Dimbo.
We shipped them, and they're continuing to fly their ships together.
Yeah.
Literally.
Literally. I liked
Literally.
it. It was
I
like
did. It was great.
it reminded me as a
The
just
chemistry is real.
seriously.
We can spoil it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, spoil it.
Yeah. So
We're waiting
the
for
only negative thing I wanted to see right off the bat, I want to see that mythosaur like burst out of the water,
Yeah,
right,
man,
and
sick
go to
nasty,
town.
bro.
Like
Yeah.
I was waiting for that. I know why they didn't do it because you gotta tease us a little bit, and I think that's gonna be payoff later in this season. Maybe even the next episode or two. I don't know. But I really wanted to see that mythosaur.
Right.
Right.
The mythosaur.
The mythosaur.
Well, I liked how they picked up right where the other episode left off.
Yes.
Right.
Like right there. You're like, oh
Boom.
yeah, we just saw this scene. And it felt like a real TV show, like cliffhanger, here we go, you know? And then but it was interesting how already you're like, wait, she's not gonna tell him.
She's not going to tell him.
Yeah,
about the
that was an
Did you
interesting
see
point.
anything else?
Yeah.
Like anything alive?
She asked him like
what?
3 times.
Yeah, I know.
Like
Yeah.
you're making it obvious on
Typical
yourself,
guy,
dude.
not
Right.
picking up
Yeah.
on the cues.
I'm
Literally, I'd
wondering-
have looked at her and like went and dove back into the water. Like, what did I miss?
She's like,
I-
the dishes are dirty.
right.
The dishes are dirty.
The dishes are dirty.
I didn't
You
see
didn't
any
see
dirty-
anything in the sink?
Yeah. The water's too murky. I can't see those
You
dishes.
know, that's like what it felt like in some ways. And he's like, no,
Yeah.
I think we should leave.
Like she's like
Giant
dropping hints,
animal.
like, did you do anything today? I watched the kid.
we have 2 kids.
Thanks for saving me again. I'm going to go lay down.
Yeah, I'm gonna go take a nap.
If you could just take me back to my ship, which is
Yeah.
at your house,
Yeah.
that would be great.
Exactly.
Well,
I think he did see the mythosaur.
What?
Really?
Really?
maybe he's just.
Yeah, but why?
Why wouldn't you
Well,
say?
But why?
Everybody's got an angle.
That is true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ulterior
They could
motives.
play it. They could play it either way. Actually, clearly he didn't get pulled down like we guessed last week.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know, though.
I still think he probably got
I
pulled
don't know.
down.
No. He
I
said
don't
that it was a lot deeper.
Well,
than
that's
he
because
thought.
he didn't
stepped
know
and
it
fell.
was anything in there. That's good, and he forgot all that. I
Yeah,
would think. That's how I relate.
He said he didn't think it was going to be that deep.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's controversy brewing about that.
Yeah,
but-
that is
But
that
I
is
think
weird.
He fell down. I think he stepped off. It was a lot deeper, and he sunk like a rock.
How did
Yeah.
he
I
get
don't
to
know
the
how
bottom
you
that
could,
fast,
though.
though?
And then they said that the thing was sleeping. The mythosaur was like it just woke up, right?
Right.
So she woke it up as she went by. it.
That's like the eye. That's what people were saying. You know, again, this is controversy brewing. Now you
Okay,
can take
I'm not
it either
saying
way.
this. This is what
saying
people
it.
are
Nah, me
saying.
This is where we're at.
Okay.
But I think so.
I
If
would
he
never
was,
say it.
you know, what I'm saying. So he was like, oh shoot,
Yeah.
and then he didn't see it because he didn't have his light on or whatever.
Or-
but maybe as she was coming back up,
Or
I thought he did have his light on. He turned it on
alternative
before he
theory.
jumped in, I thought.
Maybe he
Maybe
did
not.
see it. He felt it pull him down, and he just pretended to be unconscious. So then she would have to dive into the water after him. So then he
was
made
hoping
her
some-
believe again.
He was hoping for some mouth-to-mouth resuscitation.
Yeah, he
Or
was.
that.
Well,
Okay.
he's had plenty of
Without-
without my
she just plugs a air hose
Yeah.
into his helmet. Water shoots
Not
out.
what I expected.
I don't think he actually saw it. But
shun the non-believer.
there's a lot of weird things there, though. Like, how did he drop so fast if
Yeah.
it didn't pull him down?
That's what I'm saying.
He
Like,
dropped
Like, I
too
thought it
fast
pulled
for
him down
that.
because of the way he fell in the water, and even with the music cue.
yeah.
If that was meant to just be like him sinking in the water, why did they do like a music Jaws sound effect that made it sound like he was being dragged underwater?
Right.
And that
Well,
scared the poop out of her so that she would jump in the water.
He did go down quickly, but
Yeah.
it was a sudden, sinkage.
Yeah, but
Sinkage. I don't
Please
know,
say that
man.
word again.
Sinkage.
I don't-
Sink
I-
me.
Sink
I don't
me.
believe it.
Sink me. I don't believe it either. I think
All
he
right.
got pulled down and he knew it, and then he lost consciousness because he went down too fast.
But it was interesting, though, what she said about
what she said.
Wow.
She said it.
So my mind went a bunch of different ways, and I'm not going to go there.
Please don't.
But what she said was it never used to be that deep.
Right.
The water was
Never used to be
Seismic.
that deep
something.
because of the
seismic activity from bombing.
yeah. So that actually is what opened up like a cavern or whatever she said, a
crevasse
crevasse
For the mythosaur to live.
Well, that's the thing. Like, maybe the mythosaur was only this big, but you know how you put a fish in a small pond, but then you
And
make
it
the
gets
pond
bigger.
bigger, and the fish just keeps getting bigger.
Right.
Maybe because all of a sudden it had more water.
Yeah.
It had more space to grow.
Or
like the
Grogu.
Grogu. Wow, fact checker.
That's-
Omega.
unheard
No,
of-
I
unheard of
I
that.
think that Mythosaur's been down there for a long time already.
Yeah.
I just think they never. It was closed off to that area,
Yeah.
and it was just like deep in the planet.
In the planet.
So you think it just happened
I think
to
after order.
slide into the one exact place
No,
where...
no. It was because it after the bombing, it opened up to
He
the
could
bigger
move.
like
Yeah.
underwater ocean
He
there.
could
So then-
move.
So then it could actually access that pool or whatever was there.
The living water.
The living waters.
of
So it
Mandalore.
was in a bigger area.
Yeah.
And now after the bombing, it moved into the ssmaller area.
No. It's still the. It
It's
just
all the
opened,
same
It just
now.
opened
It's all
up
It's like a
connected.
channel.
to the
Just
bigger
connected.
area.
It's a channel.
Gotcha.
Because she said it was never used to be that deep, is what I'm saying. And then
Yeah.
he fell super far because the seismic activity opened up like to more areas, you know?
Yeah.
I see what you're saying. I see
We
what you're
got
saying.
But I know what you're saying.
upon
It could be that
canals,
too,
bro.
because
Tubes.
she did say that it used to be. It was
It was a lot
myth,
smaller.
myth
Yeah.
that it used to be a
Mythosaur.
mythosaur
Hiding
lair
place.
or whatever.
Yeah. But like clearly nobody's ever seen it. Or at least as
Or
far as
not.
It'd been a long
Bo-Katan,
time.
That seems.
And that's why I
Yeah.
thought it had actually been there the whole time, but just deeper underwater or deeper
Maybe it was,
in the
yeah.
planet.
Maybe there's more than one.
You know what I mean? And
Maybe
that's why they
there's
hadn't seen it for
ghosts.
generations because they couldn't access it or it couldn't access them.
Yeah.
The whole hollow Earth theory.
Yeah. I get what you're saying.
Maybe it doesn't really exist.
Maybe it was just a figment of her imagination.
Right.
Maybe she took
She's
death sticks right
schizo.
before she jumped in.
Yeah, she was
Regardless,
high as a
I'm
kite.
gonna stick with my opinion that he did see it.
I'm sticking with that one too.
And,
Really?
And she's playing him,
Yep.
but
And-
he's playing her knowing that she's playing him.
Yeah.
That's a lot of
that's
playing.
Like some
And they're
4D
playing
chess
each
going
other.
on right
and
now.
and then they
That's
are.
not a good start to a
That's
relationship.
correct.
No.
This is Mandalorians are complicated
You can't
people.
can't
right?
build a relationship on lies. I don't think he saw it, and I think that she's gonna open up to him,
Yeah.
and that's gonna build their
She'll,
relationship.
she'll open
further.
up to him, and either he's gonna say "I know" or "Whoa."
He's gonna be like, yeah, I know, I saw it.
It's gonna be a relationship.
Yeah, maybe that's what
Go
she's
ahead,
going
go.
to
You
do
go.
right now. But then, she keeps building up that relationship. Oh, thank you, guys. Yeah, send me your energy. Woo. She keeps building up that relationship, and then she realizes that she doesn't want to do that anymore.
Oh, so
She's
like,
leading
yeah.
him on. She's leading him on.
No.
Oh no, your other way
Like
around.
she wants the throne
Yeah,
now,
but
but
realizes
later on she's like,
how in love
yeah,
she is.
I don't need the throne if I got
Yeah.
you.
yeah,
you.
that's kind of what I'm saying. That's
Yeah.
the direction
You are
I'm
my
leaning.
throne.
You oh.
Okay, let's stop there.
All right, let's move on.
No, I think it's that way. I think she's
Yeah.
keeping it back of her head, like I'm gonna be the ruler of Mandalore. But I
Yep.
think that Din's, faith and belief in the Mandalorians and the way that he is going to
I think
be
they're
able to
gonna like
unite
him
everybody.
more than her.
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
think she's gonna have to realize that she needs to take a back seat and work with him together.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
the only way that they can rule.
This is the way.
Yeah,
This is the
Mandalore, and that might actually be a better way moving forward instead of just one leader or two. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because it was always
And then
It's
they turn
always
into
it seems
Sith.
to be
yeah,
failing.
the rule of two.
The rule of dose.
And then they just end up.
But it's through
exterminating each other.
marriage
I'm-
and not.
I'm just saying it would be so
Apprenticeship.
much. Okay, it would be so much more satisfying if instead of him being backstabbed by Bo-Katan, I mean, yeah, that would make for good TV. Okay, but
But we've seen it time.
we've
and time
seen it
again.
time and time again.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, wouldn't it be so much more satisfying at the end? She's like, it's Anakin and Obi-Wan, and instead of Anakin trying to take the high ground, he just gives in, and then they, he goes back and he's like, you know what? I'm wrong. You're right. We need to work together.
Yeah.
That how much more satisfying? And then they get married and they ride off into the sunset on a mythosaur,
Yeah.
and we live happily ever after, and we can actually finally have a good happy ending to his story. Okay,
Yeah. But to
I just want to have
to
you.
clarify, he's talking about Bo and Din, not Anakin and.
No,
Yeah.
no.
That story's already taken
That
place.
was done.
that one's done.
Sorry. No, but yeah. Seriously, wouldn't that be
Yeah.
more satisfying?
It would
Come
be.
on, it
be great.
It harkens
Come on
back
now.
to classic Star Wars.
Yeah.
Happy endings,
Right,
man.
where
Happy
where Han got the girl, is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
And Luke got what he thought was the girl, but it was his sister.
Oh, awkward.
Come on and
And-
kiss the girl.
It's just,
That only happens in Alabama.
Something's
normally.
wrong here.
There's something wrong.
I mean, it's just crazy.
All right, sorry. We went off on that tangent for a long time.
No,
Let's
but that goes directly out of what we've been talking about
Yeah.
on everybody on the videos we've been writing.
Yep.
Right? How they're going to be united, if they are going to unite, if they are going to part ways, and how that looks. Because the Mandalorians are so complicated. And then obviously we're going to go back to it because the convert part of it there at the end.
Yes, and
You're
that
like,
was interesting.
What?
That was the
Yeah, we
title
can-
of the
let's
show.
just touch upon the end.
Yeah, do it.
Let's touch it.
It's just the good parts of this episode.
Yeah, I mean, we're kind of staying away from the other
Yeah.
parts, but we're
No,
going to
we
talk about
can
it.
to touch it.
Well,
No, but what do you think? So he takes her
Yeah.
there because they need a place to lay low or whatever, get away from that whatever that imperial faction was that was
Yeah.
chasing them.
The ending, yeah.
which we think is the big bad. The
You
Imperial faction.
Oh yeah, because they kept saying it in the beginning.
yeah.
She was. He said. He said. She said. She said. No.
Oh my
That.
gosh. Say your words, man.
Say your words. No, that there was too many of it just to be because they said it was
An
an imperial
imperial-
remnant, right?
No, Imperial warlord.
Warlord. Yeah.
Yeah.
They said it was more than an imperial warlord would have, and I feel like that whole time
Churches.
they're hinting at Thrawn.
Thrawn.
It's gonna be Thrawn,
They
baby.
bomb her home on that one planet. That
and
we
that
don't
was
know
a
the name of.
strategic move, dude.
Yeah,
Like,
that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Thrawn sacrificed the pawn, which was
Yep.
that first
Wave?
squad of
yeah.
TIE interceptors
To lure them
To
into
lure
a
them-
false sense of security.
back to her home, which she knew. He knew that she would be mad about it, so she chased the bombers,
Yeah.
and then he trapped her with, more interceptors, like 3 times as many.
Yeah, 3 times as many. That was definitely like
that was
one
a
thing-
chess move.
Yeah, the
for
one,
sure.
Yeah, and the one thing that Thrawn is good about is
Chess.
he's playing chess while everybody else is playing checkers, but he's also in the books. He is very much about
He's a-
strategical
yeah.
maneuvers when
He's
it
a
comes to
tactician.
flying. Yeah, tactician for ships and stuff like that.
Yep.
And he comes up with all his own like styles of attack that blow everybody else away.
Literally.
And that's literally. And that was one of those moves. And there were so many TIE interceptors that I think it was him.
well, yeah. I mean, where else would you get all those TIE interceptors?
I don't know.
Like literally, I don't think there's that many in the sector.
Unless it's Moff Gideon again. Because they
He's
did
with
touch.
the-
They
he's with
touched
the
upon
Republic,
it.
The New Republic.
That's
He's
a
in
lot
prison.
of ships to have, but
Okay.
he could.
Yeah.
He's in
Unless-
prison.
No,
Unless-
they touched upon it though. Remember they said in the middle part they said
He got away.
he got away.
Or they think
No,
he got
they were
away.
speculating what happened.
Well,
to
they
him.
said it was the cover story was that he got away, but they actually mind flared his mind. Isn't that what they said?
Yeah, something
Something
like
like
that.
They used
I
them-
think they were speculating what happened with him. I don't
But-
think we know.
But
exactly
basically, they
what
were saying
happened.
though that he got away, that they didn't,
Got away.
that he escaped before the New Republic Tribunal, or whatever it was called.
Maybe he was already executed. Who knows?
Public executions.
More public execution.
We need him.
Yeah.
He
What do you
likes
guys
those.
think about that? You think it's Thrawn?
I think it's interesting. I think there's a lot of meat
Yeah.
and potatoes in the first 5-10 minutes and the last 5-10 minutes. So much
Meat and potatoes.
that, like I said, we could make endless videos on speculation because was it Thrawn that was sending who was it? They thought they knew, and then all of a sudden, it was really cool how they did it. Dan on his little thing here says,
good?
Yeah.
yeah.
Sorry.
I just had
Dan
to take a
showed
drink.
on his little screen, right? That showed
Yeah.
all the
Yeah.
ships showing up, and because they used was that the same screen that Grogu used last week, where he was following the mech, astromech, and it was like bing, bing.
Yeah,
Remember he was
yeah.
going down in
it
the
was
mines.
it was on there when Din was looking at it. And
Yeah,
then
yeah,
it
yeah.
disappeared, and he was like, "Oh, I'll be right back."
Right. So I like his little sonar thing that he's
Yeah.
got. Feels like
Boom.
I don't know,
It's pretty
a ship
advanced.
It makes
in
sense
the water.
as like a military, use.
Right, you
as a
gotta need
military
it.
use.
Gotta
It's
have it.
familiar to us, but also in Star Wars, it's really cool to see that, like
Yeah.
the radar going on. It shows you ships that are too far out that you can't see, but
Yeah.
they're close enough for radar to detect. So,
Yep.
yeah,
Right.
that
I
was
think
really cool.
It could be cool if it was Thrawn. It'd be fine if it was Moff Gideon. We want it to be Thrawn
It's
because we
Thrawn,
already
baby.
saw
I
Space
think
Whales.
it's too early to be Moff Gideon.
It's
Yeah.
Thrawn, baby.
yeah.
Gotta be, man.
gotta be
Who
that.
else? Who else has
Thrawn.
that many ships?
Yeah, exactly.
At-
That's
in
why I
this
said
time
I
era.
think it's
Yeah,
too early to
You're
be
so
Moff
right.
Gideon.
Yeah,
He doesn't have anything.
You're so right.
So
You're
we got
so right.
We do have a comment
Jeez.
on that.
Yeah.
And Sile Simpson is excited that we brought it up. He said,
Yes.
"Darn it, I didn't even think of Thrawn. Y'all are cooking."
Right?
Yeah, dude.
We are.
So,
him
and
with
then he said, "I
peanut
bet it is
oil."
Thrawn. Perfect setup for the upcoming Ahsoka show."
Yeah,
as
right?
well.
It's
Bring
all
it.
tied
Exactly.
together.
That's what we be
Space
saying.
whales.
Space whales!
Space-
Saw
yeah,
the
they
space
show the
whales.
space-
Purgle. Purgle. Purgle.
Purgle.
It's
So-
happening.
I don't know.
It's happening. And I'm
There's
so
much.
excited.
There's so much meat there. I mean,
Yeah.
So much.
was it
meat.
Thrawn that was attacking them? Just blew up the snot out of her stuff.
Yeah,
And that was clearly an emotional thing for her because that was like her family. She knew those paths to fly through to get away. And he's like,
Right.
she's like, go right. And, he's giving her, or she's
right, I'll
giving
meet
him
you.
maneuvers and stuff. And I don't know. It
I
was-
did like how he saved her though.
Yep.
That back, so that was kind of
Yeah.
nice
And
because
then
the
she was
previous episode she saved him twice.
She was like,
Right.
nice shooting.
Yeah.
But to your point though, Dan,
Nice
the
shooting.
original ships that showed up lured her away from the house.
Yeah.
I mean, it got them to their house where they thought they were safe, and then they lured them away from the house.
Yep.
And then Thrawn blows it up, which triggers an emotional response because Thrawn is all about like confusing in his tactics with his enemies
Yeah.
to lure her into a rage to try and attack those bombers and then be completely surrounded
Yep.
and destroyed.
Leads
was
her
trying to
right
take
into
her
a
out.
trap.
And
It's got to be Thrawn.
So
it's gotta be
it's-
Thrawn.
And Mando helped her out there.
they just left Mandalore.
Yep.
And then they were in the air or in space. And
Yep.
it was
Heading back.
between, just heading back, somewhere in between there. So does that mean that Thrawn is watching Mandalore?
it very well
Maybe.
could be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or he has eyes on that planet, or he's been following Bo for a while with a couple of fleets or something, or he's
Yeah.
following Din now because of Grogu. This is how are they getting tracked is the question.
That is a very good
because
question.
just randomly to be shot up in the middle of space and then
Yeah.
Yeah, that
He
does
didn't-
ask a bigger question. Why were they there?
and then so he's like, oh, we gotta maybe they just happen to have some people flying around. They saw that ship and he's like, whoa, this is a Mandalorian ship. It looks familiar. We've seen it because didn't they see that in the end of episode 2 or season 2?
Yeah.
That ship that she was flying.
Did she bring that one?
Yeah, she flew
Yeah.
that ship in season 2.
So if Moff Gideon saw it, then he could be like, okay, we identify that as Bo-Katan.
Right.
That Mandalorian could be there, maybe not, but I don't know. And then Thrawn gets word, then he flies over. He's like, all right, this is what we're gonna do now. We're gonna blow up her home. We're gonna get her distracted, and we're gonna try and
Yeah. Take her out.
I don't know. I mean,
And
he's
maybe
smart.
it's only because they went to Mandalore.
Yeah. They
'Cause
knew.
Thrawn knows that without them going to Mandalore, that Mandalore's
It's
disbanded.
Considered poisoned.
It's
and-
not
poison.
like the Mandalorians
Or-
they're
what's the
disbanded.
word?
They're not a
Mhm.
force to be reckoned
Well,
with.
and she knew, or
to-
Moff Gideon knew that she was going back to Mandalore.
Did he?
I think so.
Also,
In
Because
season-
remember, Din was
Yeah.
going to give her the dark saber, and
So
he
that
was
would've-
like, "Oh, you can't just do that.
Right.
You got to win it from you in combat."
so he could have given word to Thrawn.
Yeah,
and
what
that's
I'm
why
saying.
Thrawn is there.
And that's why
make
there was
sure.
a ship in the area and a bunch of TIE
Yeah.
interceptors.
Yeah.
It's all coming together, folks.
Yeah, seriously.
And Syosin said Thrawn has ties to Sabine. Maybe that's why
Yeah.
he's around Mandalore.
Definitely, because
100%.
well, and
Facts.
Ezra, we're not sure about Ezra, and obviously we saw Ahsoka in the last series, and she specifically asked for Thrawn. I mean,
Yep.
in the last season. I'm sorry.
Well, she didn't say Thrawn, but she
No,
said,
she
did.
did. She
She
said,
said, "Where's
Thrawn,
Grand
that's
Admiral
right.
Thrawn?"
She said,
Right.
"Where is Grand Admiral Thrawn?"
Then it's a done deal.
It's a done
It
deal.
is. It's
Thrawn,
got to be
baby.
him.
we got him on
Dude,
lockdown.
And then they're going to end this season with Thrawn, and then it's
He's
going
gonna
to set up the
step out.
Ahsoka.
Yeah, it's gonna set up
season.
Ahsoka.
And if we get the love ending that we've been always wanting, then
Yes.
they can adopt Grogu because he
Yep.
chose not
Yep.
to go with Luke.
Yep.
But
And
then,
he can even unite the Force wielders
yeah.
With
and the
Mandalorians.
Mandalorians.
Mandalorian Jedi again?
Yeah, man.
Sound familiar, Dustin? Does
Sounds
it sound
familiar.
familiar?
Dude, we did that in our fan film.
Right.
Are they taking our fan films?
Right.
What in the heck?
Well, we never finished it. So
Yeah.
Oh, shoot.
We never
Well, we
should've
finished the
finished.
third
This
one,
is the
but-
finish.
This is the finish.
This is what you guys wrote.
Well, we
You
can
didn't
play
even know
into
it.
this
Did it.
timeline. We can play into this time because
we did play into this timeline.
What ship were we flying into the beginning of Preservation? Remember that?
It was the
Arc 170.
Arc 170. Yeah.
Which was from the prequels,
That's
and
tech-
here he is flying a.
Except you're
Uh,
right.
just
And
saying.
one, yeah.
And we said that it was after the Empire, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
They're taking your ideas, man.
Seriously.
We
'Cause
should
he's
never
flying-
have done
flying
that.
in one. He's flying the
I-
prequel
we're-
ship after
We're just flattering ourselves. It's not true, but
No.
it's interesting.
It is interesting how similar some of our
Cara
content
Dune.
Yeah, what was your guys' name?
Yara Rune
I mean, there's
was
no joke.
literally the name
It's
that
just-
I came
I'm
up
just
with.
saying.
I
You know,
think there's too much
when
of a
Favreau's-
coincidence here.
Bit coincidency.
Coincidental.
Uh,
That's the word.
dink.
Coinky dink.
it gets us, keeps
It
us up
just,
at night.
I feel like it's definitely a coincidence, but at the same time, it just feels like we have such a pulse on
Yeah.
Star
Well,
Wars.
yeah,
that,
it's
like
either
A,
that
they
or
should
that.
hire us. B, why haven't they yet?
Yeah. And C, they owe us money.
They owe me money. Copyright. No, it's their IP. So even if there's no way, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's get into anything else we want to talk about the end of that because it was interesting because we kind of started. That's where we started. We got to wrap this up here soon because we got to move on.
The end of it.
But we got a lot to go through still. The end was interesting. She
Yep.
never took off her helmet.
Yeah.
Then
Which
she
it
has
makes
been redeemed.
sense in the sense that, she was flying. Obviously, she's going to wear her helmet. There's no reason not to wear her helmet. Did she not wear her helmet last time she was flying?
Yeah, she took it off
Yeah,
with
no.
Grogu. She had it off.
She
pretty
didn't
much
put
the
her
whole
helmet
time.
on until they went to the living water, and she had to
Right.
dive in pretty much. I'm
Well,
pretty sure.
no, she put it on for fighting those dudes.
No,
Yeah,
I mean
and
other
stuff
than
like
that.
that. But yeah, but most of the time
But
she
yeah,
had it off.
it was an interesting choice that she didn't take her helmet off after she saved him.
I feel like she did that on purpose.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like that's what I'm
What
saying.
do you
Like
think her game is?
I feel like he has definitely influenced her. He's
Yeah.
the soft, quiet, but strong
Strong
leader
silent type.
that she can get behind because of
Yeah.
how much faith he has and how
But-
much.
Do you think they're going to keep the whole you can't ever take off your helmet?
I don't know.
I-
I hope not.
Or
kinda
maybe
hope not.
whoever rides the mythosaur can make the rules?
Yeah, I feel like it might end up being like that.
Yeah.
Well, and he
They're like, we don't need to do that
and she
anymore.
might be the boost for him
Right.
to teach him how to use the darksaber. And she might be the encouragement that he needs to
Mhm.
lead Mandalore. Like that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
They need each other
Right.
because she needs something to follow and to believe in.
Yep.
He needs someone to believe in him and to show him the way,
The way.
The way.
and for him to build his confidence.
Yep.
To be able to do that, which is something that she has done.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm
Look,
just saying.
all I'm saying, I've
Sorry,
never
Kip,
seen a
go ahead.
Mandalorian wedding before.
I
So
wanna
it'd be
see
nice.
that.
It'd be nice to see one.
Yeah. I like how much we're getting of
Yeah.
Mandalore.
Yeah.
I just want to keep
Getting.
going into.
It
I
was
don't care about this
Favreau-
other stuff almost.
Favreau told
Except
us
for
we're
Thrawn,
going into Mandalore, so
Oh, yeah.
I mean we're gonna
Well, he done
diving
be
into.
telling the truth.
And then what was I gonna say? I don't remember, but forget about it.
Apostate.
Already
Yeah, so
forgot.
yeah. Since she went into the living waters of Mandalore
Mhm.
also and never took her helmet off, she's redeemed
She has
Yeah,
been
by the
that's-
creed too.
and is
you
welcomed
think
back with open arms.
See, I don't know. Like,
Yeah,
is she
that
gonna
was
keep her
easy.
helmet
that
on,
was crazy.
or is she gonna take it off again? Also, if they make mistakes, couldn't they just be like, "Dang it, took my helmet off again"?
Right?
Go right back in the water.
I guess if they lived on Mandalore, they could.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Which
now
you
it's not
could,
that
'cause-
big a deal, right?
Yeah.
Or is
Which
it a
you-
one-time get out of jail free card?
I don't know.
No, I think you always have to go back to that
Yeah.
specific spot. Like
Yeah.
you can't just dunk your head in that pool that she just dumped the living waters
Dunk?
into.
Are there other things? Are there other
You've
sins?
not been baptized.
Are there other sins other than taking off your helmet that could make you an apostate, and to which you'd have to go to the?
I don't know. They haven't said.
Yeah, I don't
That's
know.
the only thing literally they've said
Yeah.
about the
See, that's
plan
why
to
I'm
walk
wondering.
the way of the Mandalore. I don't know if there's other things about walking the way of the Mandalore.
Like you're not
Yeah.
allowed to get married like this, like the Jedi.
right?
no,
or
that's
we've-
because the Mandalores are almost opposite. Their attachment
yeah, but
is what.
no.
We've
See, I think they just do it through foundlings. I think that's how they grow their numbers. I don't think they,
What do you mean?
make babies.
Oh, you don't think that they just adopt?
Yeah.
Right?
This particular faction is what
Yeah,
you're saying. Yeah,
Death
yeah,
Watch.
it's prob-
I don't know. I think they make babies.
There-
I don't know, man.
a baby has bound to been made.
can't even-
bound to been made.
I don't want to go there.
Yeah,
You
we
can't
could
even
go down.
see who's.
Yeah, exactly.
That's like-
You don't know what's under that.
Boy,
helmet.
the helmet
did say-
design is very flirtatious.
They,
Yeah, right. Mm.
they did just say that
She's making
you,
eyes at me.
you're an
That's a
apostate
visor.
only if you take off your helmet. They didn't say any of the other armor.
Right,
Just
yeah.
saying.
How did they sleep? Like, could you imagine
Well, he
sleeping in
drinks
armor
water.
all the time?
So he did take it off,
but
and it was huge. Oh, also IG-88 or IG-11 said he took it off for IG-11 because it's no mortal being or no living being. He was a
Yeah.
robot.
so they can take it
so he
off
could take it off for that.
Your helmet, or
but
your...
see, that doesn't make sense.
Well,
If they can't take their helmet off, why would it matter if they took their helmet off and nobody saw them?
I think it's
You
just
see what I'm getting at, though?
I understand.
It's a loophole.
It's honor.
kinda. I mean,
Because he took it off in what episode was that? Was that
'Cause he
season
could've
2?
lied. No one saw
That
it.
Or was
was-
that season 1?
that was the
by
end of
himself.
season 1 where he took it off in front of IG-11.
No. The
No.
one
The
He was
end
in the
of
hut
season
with-
2 is
yeah.
whenever he
No.
took it off for.
I'm talking about when
Grogu.
he was on that forest planet.
Yeah, with
Season
Cara.
one.
That's season
Cara
1,
Dune,
episode
yeah.
4.
When he met Cara Dune,
Yeah.
or after that.
He
To
took
be
it off
specific.
then.
Did
Yeah,
that
but
chick
nobody
see
saw him
her?
take it off.
Did the chick see her from the back, from behind?
No, nobody saw him.
Nobody
That was
saw
just
him.
the camera.
Yeah, it was
Oh,
the camera.
okay.
It shows them.
We
and
thought she was
puts his
creeping on
helmet
him,
down.
though.
Yeah, we did,
Yeah.
but she wasn't. I don't think.
But they kind of had a thing going.
Yeah, see,
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like there's a loophole with that. It's like, no, you can't remove your helmet, but you can if you're not with anyone. Like, that doesn't make any sense.
Well, it's just because nobody can see your face. I think it's
she literally asks him, "Have you ever removed your helmet?"
yeah, and he says yes.
Right, but he hasn't
Because
done it in front of anyone.
He did it in front of Grogu.
Oh.
Well, and that's what. Has your helmet ever been removed? So if it's anyone removed your helmet without you wanting them to,
Yeah, but she
was
also
one.
asked him, "How
then-
have you ever removed
Yeah,
your
have you
helmet?"
ever? And then he did, and he admitted that, and he said he did so willingly. Which that is what really made him an apostate. So if he would have removed his helmet and shown his face, that is what makes you an apostate. If you knowingly you're gonna, but if you remove your helmet and nobody sees your
'Cause it's like-
face,
yeah, it's a conscious decision
Then-
to
So
sin
only
or
reason
whatever.
he had to go to the living waters because he removed his helmet in front of Grogu.
and
he was
a bunch of
he
other
willingly
people, and
did
he
it.
willingly did it.
Right.
That's the only reason.
Also, I just thought of something hilarious. Like,
What
so-
if they threw up in a pressurized helmet? That's what I thought of.
Ooh.
What if he needed?
be gross.
What if he
That'd be
needed
gross.
like CPR because he
Gross.
was, you know,
Right?
you just
Put
let
the
him,
breathing
let him
tube
die.
down there.
Right,
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's why I thought it was hilarious. Like, what if, like, can you imagine, like, young, like, boy Mandalorians and young girl Mandalorians, and then, like, the girl Mandalorian has to, like, lift up her helmet a little bit to, like, take a drink. He's like, I saw her chin.
I saw her chin.
You know what I mean?
that chin.
Yeah.
Like the ankle thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
That
I saw her
ankle.
ankles.
Yeah.
It's like
So
that guy.
yes,
I saw
there's
her
not a lot of
chin.
skin showing in the Mandalorian world.
I saw her mustache.
I saw her mustache. I realized then
Yeah.
that
It
she
might have
was
been a dude.
Oh no!
Snap. Sio Sin said they take off the helmet, just not in front of people.
Yeah, that makes sense. I get what you're
So.
saying, but I
See,
think it is.
it's a loophole for
It's a
me.
loophole.
It doesn't make sense. Has anyone ever removed your helmet? Yeah, I see it because it's somebody else removing your helmet.
Emotionally
Have you ever
or
removed
physically?
your helmet?
Emotionally
yes, I
or
have.
physically.
When nobody was around. Oh yeah, you're good then. Like that. That's flimsy to me.
I get it. I think it's also just so like because they're mysterious beings, type thing.
Mysterious.
And they don't want to be like tracked through the galaxy. So like
I guess
wearing a mask.
it's
or
just
a
kind of a
helmet.
dumb rule.
It's funny
I get it.
because
Yeah.
then you could have a stunt double.
Yeah.
You're like,
Yeah,
I'm
that
gonna go
wasn't me. 'Cause
party
there's
in
three
the temple.
people.
He removed his helmet.
No,
but
I'm
he
saying
was-
like you're like like when you like people sneak out of the house in movies and they put the pillows under the thing.
Yeah.
Like you could have somebody like put your costume on and like walk around
Yeah.
and then like
You could
you're
be at
out
home
partying
sleeping.
in Coruscant with the people or whatever, taking
Yeah.
your helmet off, going around, and then. But again, I think if you do that, that's why this sect is so small because these people are passionate about that and they're never going to take their helmets
Also,
off.
it's Death Watch, right?
No,
No, they're not technically Death Watch.
they're
I don't
not
think.
Death Watch from what I was researching.
It's the Watch, though.
I think
The
I don't even know
I
if
don't
they're
think
called the Watch.
I don't know what the name of their.
Well, that's what
sect
she
is.
says in
Mandalorians.
Bo-Katan tells him in season 2. You're
Oh,
a child of the
Child
Watch.
of the Watch.
Child of the
Yeah.
Watch. I don't
Death
think they're
Watch.
Death Watch.
I think it
directly.
is.
But he
Maybe.
was rescued by Death Watch.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And that's how he became a.
But see, wasn't it in Clone Wars? We saw Death Watch.
Yeah,
They were
Yeah.
taking their helmets off. So what
true.
gives?
true. I
That's
don't
what
know.
I'm saying.
I don't
This
know
is
why.
a subsect of
I
the
think it's just a
Watch.
more
Children of the Watch, and
zealot
they're
sect.
the ultimate zealots, and
Yeah.
then Death Watch came out of that. I guess they took their helmets off and they had nothing to lose, so they went kamikaze and they just started taking.
I got to
out.
figure out the timelines here.
Yeah, there's a lot going on.
There's a
all
lot. There's a
all
lot.
the sections of Mandalorians.
Yeah, there's so much
Yeah.
to it. That's what's so fascinating. That's
It
what we
says the
talk about it for-
mindset. Sin said the mindset is basically that people can't see you as a person, only a warrior.
Ah, yeah,
Okay.
that's a good point.
So
Yeah.
you're just
But
a warrior.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So they can remove their helmets when they go to sleep.
I would. Yeah, that would
If they're
make
by
sense.
themselves.
Yeah,
By
if they're by
themselves,
themselves.
Alone.
And take a shower, wash your hair. you
Yeah,
know.
gosh.
But
Can
you gotta
imagine that?
Wait, you
smell?
got to cut your own hair.
Can you
Right.
can you not even remove it in front of other Mandalorians?
No.
No.
That's dumb.
Because they won't see you as
The
a
funny
warrior.
thing
They'll
is
see you as
that
a human being.
When
Yeah,
they
but that's different. It's your culture. It's your Mandalorian
Yeah, but they don't
culture.
like that. They don't want to see your face.
I don't want to see
Who
your
wants,
face.
Who wants to see
Put
your
the
face,
helmet
man?
on.
Yeah. Okay.
Wow.
Okay, so that explains
This
the
is
first
the way.
the first episode of this season when that kid is becoming a Mandalorian because he
Right.
has hair, and I was like, "How's he supposed to cut his hair?"
Yeah.
and he's like, "Oh, you just do it when nobody's around."
But you do it yourself, and it don't matter.
Yeah,
We definitely need
I
John
missed a- I
Favreau
missed a
to
spot.
answer these questions.
Yeah, there's a lot of
Yeah.
questions. I know. I would love to
Fresh
just sit
cut.
down with John Favreau and like pick
Or
his brain.
Filoni.
or
Favreau and Filoni knows all
and be
of it.
like, all right, what? Okay, there's a lot of things going on here. We need
let you do
answers.
that.
You know.
Yeah.
Because you know, as fans, we're gonna go deep into this stuff. We
Well,
gotta
here
know.
we are.
We gotta know the answers.
My question to you guys is Bo-Katan, they said, you're part of us now.
Yeah,
And then,
yep.
but then she said, but you can leave at any time. Did
Right.
she say that?
Yeah, she did.
Yep.
So it's like, so she could have like right then taken her helmet off and be like, I'm out. You know,
I
but,
don't know
but
if
she
they would
didn't.
have
She
liked
stayed.
that.
That would have been disrespectful.
It
to
would have
them,
been
and they might have
disrespectful.
slapped her around a little bit.
Yeah, they'd have been like, "Get out of my house."
They would have. They would have been disgraceful to Din.
Get
Like, how dare you
out
bring her
of
hair after she was bathed and then she.
Yeah,
But
you're an
Din's
apostate
like,
again. Go
but-
wash up again.
Din's like, I can't control
Din's
her.
like, dang it,
Dang it,
again, freaking again.
again.
Yeah, I think it was more of the fact that like it was almost like an olive branch in some ways because the armor knows,
Yeah, and see, she knows who she is.
Bo-Katan. And she
knows
said
who
a
she be.
cautionary tale before. Bo-Katan
Yeah.
was a cautionary tale, but she understood that she just went through the same thing Din did to redeem herself, and she hadn't removed her helmet. So by creed
law.
or by the
Creed,
law,
by
she
law.
They're
she
married.
had to extend. Yeah, they're married. She had to extend that olive branch to her and tell her,
Yeah.
look, you did everything you're supposed to, and you have not removed
Yeah,
your helmet.
Then by creed.
By creed,
Yeah.
you are a Mandalorian again.
By golly.
By golly.
But I think what she was saying was, we also understand that you might not believe 100% what we believe in.
Yeah.
So as long as you're here with us, following the
You have to
creed,
keep your helmet on.
you can stay with us, and follow. But if you want to leave, you are free to leave. It's not like she can't leave. It's not like they're a dictator type thing with
Yeah.
that. So I think that's more of what she was saying, which was interesting.
Which is nice.
And it leaves it like
No
a question.
dictatorship.
So it could go a lot of different ways, and that's why I find it very fascinating the way they
Yeah.
handled it with the relationship between Din, the armor, Bo. She's got choices to make. She knows about the mythosaur. I don't think Din does.
Dinbo.
Din
Dinbo does.
And is she going to share that information? Is she not? Is she going to try to claim Mandalore herself by using the?
She
Mythosaur.
claims Mandalore by proxy.
Is she going to challenge Din to a one-on-one
duel?
combat to get?
Is he gonna have to kill her?
Oh, that would be
That'd be
brutal,
rough.
dude.
That'd be super rough.
Obi-Wan shows
Or
up.
she kills him.
That would be in front of Grogu.
Yeah.
And then kills
and then
Grogu.
and then Grogu just goes ham and chokes her out. Like he did Cara Dune.
Yeah,
That
Cara
one
Dune.
episode.
Yeah. That was
No, she's a
crazy.
friend.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
Yeah.
All right, but we didn't even get into. We need to.
Yeah, like
Keep
we're
moving
gonna
on.
breeze right through the middle.
Yeah, let's go through the middle. We got to go through it.
It was there.
It follows Dr. Pershing again.
There's
He's
a
from-
few fun
Cool.
things.
It was
but-
cool to see Coruscant post
yeah.
Coruscant was nice.
post the Empire,
Yeah, post
which
Empire.
we haven't seen that. Just
Right.
how people act.
And like you were
Yeah.
saying,
Yeah.
the roundabout way you said it with the Nazism, the
That's what I was- yeah.
the amnesty program.
Yeah,
Like they were like, yeah, we did wrong, but now we'll support the Republic, so we're cool, I guess.
yeah. And
We cool,
the,
bro.
The way that I said they were
We
tying
cool.
it in with what happened after World War II.
Yeah.
Was some of the Nazi scientists came over and actually
And
worked
worked for
for
us.
the U.S. government because they were
Mhm.
they were smart people. They just were working for the wrong people.
Yeah.
So,
They
but
were
the
probably-
Nazis are actually the ones. There was a Nazi scientist who came over and actually helped develop the nuclear bomb.
Yep.
I mean, and helped get us to the moon.
Yeah.
There was a lot of different
Which are
things.
dope.
And those were Nazi scientists. So that's what it felt like in the beginning, especially with Dr. Pershing coming over from the Empire to the New
Yep.
Republic. It really echoed that.
Yeah.
And that's what I found interesting, and that it was cool that they were following that.
Yeah.
That's
And
what I
see,
meant.
See, it was good.
That's what
I just think they put way too much
Yeah.
fluff in it.
Well, and the problem is
It should have been serious
a
like
half
all the
hour
time.
long.
Well, and the
Like
pro-
there was a part where they went to a carnival thing, and I was like, "What is
that
this?"
was pointless.
That
I was like,
kinda-
"Why are we watching this?" Like,
I think it was all in an effort to gain his trust.
Yeah.
I get that.
But
also,
you're
yeah,
right.
like she's obviously a double agent.
Yeah.
Well,
like,
they
just
played her.
Look
Yeah.
at her, dude. Like
Yeah.
Look at that girl, dude.
Look at that girl, dude.
Him is going to kill
him.
him.
Shim.
The funny thing is the moment that we
Here.
all were like, he's dead, is when
Yeah.
like the doorbell rang and he walks to the door and you're like, this is it. He's
Yeah,
gone.
yeah, no, she's gonna kill him.
That was a Dinbo doing a ding dong ditch.
That was a dinbo dong ditch.
Dinbo dong.
Wow.
Wow, there were so many words there.
Yeah, but like it was just so drawn out.
It was.
And it was
Yeah.
like, what is
just-
the payoff for this?
They lingered. Like
They did.
certain scenes, especially. I'm just like, okay, yeah, we've seen this.
Yeah.
Like especially I think one of the worst parts was just whenever like they got in the train
Yeah.
and they were sitting in the train. Okay, and like 5 minutes before this, or maybe 10, since
Yeah.
everything dragged on, he was flying through Coruscant
Yep.
in a convertible.
Yeah.
Talking to a robot,
sights.
looking at the sights, and it was beautiful. They didn't acknowledge that hardly at all, except for the robot talking a bunch of garbage. And then he gets in the train. This
And
is what
he's
Matt
just
was
like,
saying.
I've never seen this before in my life.
Yeah, and Matt said during
Look
when we
at
were
all the pretty
watching, what'd you
lights.
say again, Matt? You were like,
I was like, I don't know. Basically, that it's almost like he's never seen this before.
Right. Yeah, it's like it all looks the
You
same.
just saw it 10 minutes ago, dude.
yeah.
What
and
are you
they-
looking
and
at
They,
that's just
Use your eyes.
striking to you?
and they made the point to play like
Yeah.
music that like
Yeah.
hyped it up.
It was like
Made it
swelling.
look like
and
he
it
was
like,
intrigued. I was like,
okay.
Yeah.
He's like, oh my goodness, I've never seen Coruscant from
And
this
the-
point.
I was using my
specifically."
different glasses last time.
Yeah.
I was using my blind ones.
My
actually.
blind ones.
Yeah.
We knew something bad was going to happen because obviously that whatever that person that
What
he
was her name,
with-
fact checker? Can you look it up?
Something
Eli-
Kane. I think
Kane. Something.
Elia
Elia
Kane.
Eli
Kane.
You know, like ever since Pershing saw her, he's like,
He's like, I know who you are.
You worked on Gideon's ship,
Yep.
and then blah blah blah, and then so you're like, well, maybe they are going to be friends, or maybe
Right.
something's going to happen, and then, but yeah, I didn't know. We didn't know. Were they going to like? We knew she was going to do something,
Yeah.
and it was just kind of like guys were thinking like he would die, or I mean, it did get dark at the end.
Well,
Yeah,
with
that's
with
what
how-
like in death.
it was
He
almost
did
worse.
pretty much die.
Yeah.
And that's the
So-
part that almost irritated me the most was how badly like the New Republic handled all of it.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
and he didn't even have like a chance to plead his case. Like
No.
that's like so not
It's-
New
It's
Republic.
not.
Yeah.
No. Not at all.
right.
It's almost like
He's Elia. Okay.
like Kane. Yeah, but because
Elia.
she's just a.
Michael Caine.
Michael Caine.
She's just what do they call them? The people that just got rehabilitated.
She's an amnesty.
She's just
worker.
an she's not like a senior amnesty level. Like,
Well, I think she is though.
oh, okay. Well,
'Cause
yeah, they give
that
her
explains
a lot.
how she just literally took the box that he had and walked away when he was getting arrested.
Right.
I
'cause
was
they
super
trusted-
confused. I was like, "What is going on?"
So
right
I
now?
think what happened was she convinced him to go on this journey, but she was at the same time telling
Everything.
the New Republic that he was the one wanting to go
Yeah.
get all this stuff to finish his
she's like
stuff.
she's like a triple agent, and it's super confusing.
She's
Yeah.
playing
Well, and
against them and him.
Yeah, and it's
and
like,
herself too.
Yeah.
hey,
She's playing for herself.
don't trust
Yeah.
any of them
No.
until they've proven themselves.
Yeah.
Like, come on. Like,
right. Buying you a photon thing, and then
Photon
she
fizzle.
photon fizzle. And then she tripped him up to be funny by making him touch the rock at the
Right.
thing,
which was foreshadowing.
which was foreshadowing. I think that's why they showed
She's
that.
evil.
He's like, see, you can trust me, and then I'll get you in trouble. See, let's do it for real this time.
Yep.
You can
Right.
trust me, and then I'll get you in trouble. And
Yeah,
then,
and then fry your brain.
She has the
Yeah.
power to tell the guy, oh,
One little
I really
whore.
care about this guy. I want to be
Yeah,
here with him.
he's a friend.
I mean, she played
He's like,
it-
no, okay, yep, seems good to me.
I know that's the part. Okay, that's the part that bugs me the most.
Well,
is
like,
that like he didn't have a way to like plead his case? Like,
Yeah.
Right.
I don't feel like
It was
would have happened in the New
guilty.
Republic.
No,
That's
until
he would have at
found.
least
that's a
had
red flag for me.
He would have at least had a
Not
moment to talk to that
Good
droid
one.
and be like, "Do you feel anger now?"
I said that right.
Right.
You know, like give a report on your side, and don't just trust this one because he said, she said.
yeah,
Like,
they're like,
Well,
oh,
why
no,
believe one
she
versus the
brought
other?
me-
Yeah.
Except that she was leading them there, so then she already had. She's like, "Look, I'm telling you everything that's about to happen," because he wants to do it, even though she was leading the way.
yeah,
And
This is the way.
this is the one.
Well, he would have never done it if he never came in contact with her too. Is the thing because he didn't have the
Correct.
guts
Yeah, so
for it.
Although-
like that's what I'm saying. Like this whole plan is so convoluted that it's
Yeah,
like, why didn't you just kill the guy
right.
if you're just gonna erase his mind?
maybe because she wanted to like garner trust with the New Republic to get in more into.
But they're
the New
gonna
Republic.
know now. She fried his brain.
See, that's
they're
gonna
be
question.
like, "What's
It's
wrong
like,
with this guy?" I'd be like, "Oh yeah, let me check the.
I just turned it all the way up. To 10.
Yeah, let me check the record. Oh wow, the level was way too
exactly.
high.
Yeah, where are the cameras?
And then like,
Who was in there to do
yeah,
that?
she was in there. She must have done it.
So I think you're right, Nick. I think if they don't address that moving forward,
No,
that's
then-
gonna
I'll
be
be
a
like
lo-
that. That's the biggest
that's a
oversight
loophole
ever.
Yeah.
Yeah, because she just screwed
How
herself
to
up.
get away
Yeah.
with murder.
She should have just killed him, like you said. She
And
could
that's-
have had him just jump off the train, and she could have taken the ship and piloted it or something. Or if she really wants to get away, but
Seriously.
she obviously wants to stay.
It-
If they do something like she's like, "Oh, I didn't know. I thought it was something was wrong," and if they give some weak excuse, it's going to be a little annoying.
Yeah, no, like
That's what I say with
I
the
don't
execution.
know. Yeah.
That's why I feel like the execution wasn't there. I didn't feel like they really fully fleshed that all out,
Yeah.
other than taking forever to get there. I just, they could have shown more of that, like behind the scenes. Let us in on that. Like,
see,
don't do
yeah.
it, Dr. Pershing. She's just trying to trick you, which we all knew anyway. So I
Yeah.
guess maybe that's why they didn't do that. But still, it was convoluted. The whole like process didn't make sense.
literally, she could have just shot him and been done with it.
Right, but I think
Moved on.
that is more easy to trace, though. That's the thing.
Not really.
There would have been a question: why did somebody assassinate this person?
Yeah, whoop-de-doo.
Also,
She'd
did
be long
she-
gone by that point.
Yeah,
she
she could be,
said
but
that
she
she's-
wants to get into the New
Yeah.
Republic. She wants to get into the New Republic and get higher
Well,
up.
see, she's already burned that bridge because she fried the dude's brain.
If they figure it out, which I think,
If they figure it out,
yeah,
literally nobody else is in that room.
And he's going to be scrambled
know.
eggs when he comes out. If
Like,
not,
I
dead.
set it to like 2, and
Which-
I came in and it was at 11. I don't know how that happened.
Well, she
but
could
that
turn it
chick
back
was
down.
in here. I don't think she
she
did
could turn it back
That
down.
She did.
She could
yeah,
wait
but
just
still,
a
his
minute.
brain's
Yeah, but
fried.
still, no, his brain's fried. They got to know something's wrong.
I would. Yeah.
You would think, but the way they handled this whole thing was pretty terrible.
It was interesting.
It
It
was
was that-
so bad.
Did you guys like that laugh out loud line that fact checker caught with the "It's a trap"?
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh,
I
yeah.
got trapped.
It was
with
a trap,
That
and he
was-
just like
That was hilarious.
to the same species.
Yeah, that's
Admiral Akbar.
Yeah, Admiral Akbar, which is a
Calamari.
Calamarian.
Calamari.
Yeah.
I'll
Yeah,
take the
that was
calamari.
hilarious because yeah.
I'll take Never mind.
Yeah, don't say
Robot
that.
chicken.
Oh, yeah, robot chicken. It's a trap.
It's a trap.
Yeah, but it just was not executed very well for that
Yeah.
whole sequence. I understand why they did it, and it really was to pose a bigger question. Why is she doing what she's doing?
Yeah.
And who told her to do that? Which I believe is probably pointing back to Thrawn, really, because this dude knows how to do all the cloning stuff. He also worked on all of it. He has a lot of information that is very valuable. And I don't think Thrawn wants that falling into the wrong hands. I don't think he wants that falling
tying
into
up
the New
loose
Republic.
ends.
Well, we
Which
think-
it didn't really seem like he needed to worry about it because it didn't seem like the New Republic was taking him serious at all.
No,
or we're going
right.
to use him.
Like, no.
I thought that was actually a bigger oversight. You have this guy who knows all this stuff. He's like a genius. Why are you not just putting him in a different field? You know,
Exactly. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, they should have used the talent. Well, he was trying to tell the guy that
and watch
was-
him like a hawk. Sorry.
Who was the guy that kept coming behind him at work? I was
Yeah,
talking.
I
He was
don't
like,
know
"Hey,
who it is.
no, don't do that." He was kind of talking him down.
But he was even saying like, "What are you doing here?"
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. at the
Somebody of
beginning.
your talents.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was.
Of
He's
But I think
happy to do what I.
I think this just shows that the New Republic is
Has no
kind
idea
of
what
a
they're doing,
mess.
and they're incompetent fools.
They've never had this kind of power, let's just say, and they
Right.
just are like, we're going to eliminate everything except that you did
Yeah.
a rehabilitation program, and you're not going to use the assets from the rehabilitation program.
Yeah, that whole
Then why
thing
do it?
about the whole thing about like they're not using imperial technology because it's imperial. That like what?
Yeah, that was a
Why?
little weird.
That's
to
like
me.
that's stupid. Are you idiots? Maybe.
Yeah, they
Right.
appear to be.
I think they just wanted to get. I think they're pointing out some of the flaws of the New Republic. I think
Right.
that's part of it,
And
that
how
they're really pointing
it's
out.
still
here,
in
that
its
it's not
in-
perfect.
It's still in its infancy.
Yeah, exactly.
And it shows.
Well, and they're taking drastic measures to really wash like the bad taste out of their mouth with the Empire. So anything that was imperial for the most part, they're just getting rid of.
Yeah.
Just to have a clean slate. But
Right.
in doing so,
Well, and
they're kind of
see-
doing some dumb stuff.
Since there's remnants of the Empire still out there, I'm sure the imperial tech would be problematic.
Right, and that
'Cause
might
they'd
be
be
the other
like,
reason because they
"Oh."
might be trying to get that back.
Yeah.
and they don't want it to
we're-
fall in the wrong
yeah,
hands.
we found another ship that has an imperial source code or whatever.
Right,
Yeah.
right. So there's a lot more questions, I feel like, than what was answered in this. And it took a long time to get there. And
It was just
look, we got some
too drug out.
what are those things called? Photon fizzles.
photon fizzles.
Photon
And
fizzles.
those like glowy popsicle things.
Yeah,
made
those
out-
were just weird.
radioactive popsicles.
Yeah.
How awkward was that?
It
just
was.
in general for
It's
them
funny.
to like.
No, like, they're eating them.
It
I'm
seemed
like,
wrong.
you didn't have to film that.
Yeah, I was like,
What
don't.
are you filming that for?
It would have made so much more sense if it was like cotton candy esque.
yeah,
like, you know
like
what I
it
mean?
like melted. Yeah,
Like yeah,
or you like
you bit
broke
it off or
and
broke it off and ate a little
took
bit.
a piece. And
That would've been
it's
so
just
much
like-
more
maybe
natural.
some kettle corn or something.
Yeah,
Something.
some
Some
Mantel
kettle
mix.
fizzle, Mantel mix. Yeah, that would have made more
Mantel,
sense. You
yeah.
could have tied it in. I like how we're like
We're-
critiquing the food.
snacks.
It's that middle section of the show.
Yeah.
It's got the most problems.
I think
the
the-
beginning and the end are
Yeah.
beautifully done. Well, I mean, besides our whole debate on helmet removal,
That's
I'm
your
still
debate.
confused on stuff.
and whether or not he saw the mythosaur,
yeah,
which he probably didn't,
mythosaur.
but maybe
There's
he
so
did.
many questions. Mythithal.
He
mythic
didn't see it.
proportions.
Sile Sin said it was super silly when Pershing was warning them about her, and they just let
Yeah.
her stay in the room alone with the controls.
Yeah,
Yep.
that was
Yep.
so dumb.
Right.
And
It
It
was.
doesn't
The whole
match.
thing was
it
silly.
was silly.
Like you said, he didn't even get a chance to plead his own case.
Yeah.
They just literally
He was guilty
that's wrong.
until found innocent.
Yeah.
That's what I was trying to say.
Yeah,
earlier.
yeah, I heard you.
Nice.
He was like guilty until
Oh,
found
not guilty.
not guilty.
Maybe because the penalty was so minuscule, they're like, it's just gonna like daze you for a couple of days.
Seriously
but-
though, like
even still, that's
I
messed
would
up.
still take down the guy's story.
No, that's still
And
punishment.
investigate it.
Yeah.
They're instantly
A good
enacting
cop.
punishment to
I
him.
don't think you
as opposed to
straight like try and alter the dude's brain. I say you put him
No.
in like solitary confinement for a little while, like
and then
and get his story,
interrogate
and
him.
Someone-
interrogate.
don't
him. Yeah.
torture him,
Yeah.
Matt.
Yeah, so she obviously told them
Yes,
like
it's back to Matt.
Don't kill him, Dustin.
Dang it.
she clearly
For
convinced
ASMR.
them that was what needed to be done. It reminded me of the Men in Black where they go bink
Yeah, the
Right.
and you're done. You know, you forget it.
neuralizer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, if that's all we see of Pershing, then I guess that's
You know-
why they took a long time to get through him, because we kind of wondered what happened to him
Well,
in
see,
season 2.
yeah, that's
Seems
my,
kind of like a waste.
that's
though.
a question I have. Is like, where are they going to go with this now?
Honestly, I forgot about
Is he?
him.
He's just going to be a vegetable now.
He's a vegetable.
But
Whoa.
What is
Wow.
the point?
Second time tonight.
Second time,
third,
He's on fire.
3 times.
3 times is
three times
okay.
the charm. Third
Third
time's the
time,
charm.
3 times is the
You're
charm.
innocent until proven not
Not
innocent.
innocent.
Not.
No, but
it was like
I-
the
what if-
Salem witch trials.
yeah, it kind of was.
It was a witch hunt.
Oh.
She's a witch.
I'm not a witch. I'm your wife.
She does have a wart.
She turned me into a
Does she
newt.
float?
Sedate and flight.
Oh man, no. But the interesting thing they could go into is his mind might be like messed up for a while, but like, what if he starts to get things back?
He learns.
And
like
that's
a
a
newborn.
that's a crux. Like, what if
It's gonna take too long.
like Mando
Yeah, he survives.
and he survives, and then like
He's Snoke.
he's like their source to get to where he's Snoke.
I figured it out. He's Snoke. That's what happens after he gets his mind
Oh,
fried. His
And then he
face
becomes the
gets all
ultimate-
disfigured.
He becomes. That was weird.
Yeah,
The
I
ear
don't know
thing
what
was
that
weird.
was.
It was like
The
a
ears.
What ear thing?
It went in
Because
through
he
the
kept
ears
going
and
like
the
this.
eyes.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah, you're right. You're right.
He kept touching his ear
Did that-
before he like.
Did something happen in one of the seasons where he got hit?
No,
You got
no, I
a
don't
big
think so.
blow to the head.
'Cause I'm
It was
pretty sure
almost-
he has his full ear in this first season.
Yeah, no, he's. I don't know. I haven't seen anything with his ear.
That's
It
I
was
think
just-
something happened.
It could have.
Because in season 2 they go to that one place and isn't he there again? Or is he no, he's on a hologram thing. That's
Oh right, yeah,
Yeah. I don't remember.
No, I think it was
I-
just
I don't
like
know.
a
Memories.
sense, or that's like his, tick. when
Maybe he used
Or did
his
Cara
own
Dune shoot that dude right behind him?
something.
He's got an ear ache.
Yeah.
And then she grazed his ear.
Yeah.
What if he was a clone?
Or maybe he used
Right,
his own
and those
tissue
Order 66.
to make clones.
That could be.
All
He
over
could
again.
have a backup set of tissue for himself in
Yeah.
case he ever got fried or
Could you
something.
imagine? Like 10 of them just show up.
They could play
I
a
don't
couple
know.
of different
There's-
angles
Yeah,
with
you
this.
could go a lot of different ways.
So hopefully they play it out better than it started here.
Well, because I was almost that mind flayer thing reminded me kind of the Boar Gullet.
Yeah.
Really,
Boar
from
Gullet.
Rogue
Oh,
One.
there you
I
go.
almost feel like that's what they were going with. And then Bodhi Rook, he got his memory back, even going through the Boar Gullet.
Yeah.
So it could be similar.
I don't think that was what the Borg gullet would do, though.
Yeah, it messed
was
with
just
your mind.
I thought it was just searching for information.
It was, but I guess you could say that this was too, but not
Yeah.
really. I guess it was more just a scramble of brain. That was more like an Andor. Andor, they had the mind flare in Andor. That
Yeah,
really
mind flare.
messed with your mind. But yeah, wow, there was a lot. There was a lot to this episode.
Yep.
It was fascinating. A little slow, pretty dry, but there was still some cool stuff. The scenery, the music. There's one point in particular when they were changing scenes, and I was like, man, the music and the scene
Yeah.
change were there. Felt very
was good.
Star Wars. And I liked a lot of that. Some of it reminded me of episode 2, even with some of the graphics and like the
Yep.
CGI and stuff
Well,
like
scenery,
that.
obviously.
The scenery, but they did a good job of kind of making an amalgamation of all that. It's just that the acting, I feel like, between Dr. Pershing and that Elia Kane. It wasn't terrible, but it wasn't on Andor quality. So that's
Right.
I think that's why it felt like it kind of dragged on a bit.
Yep.
And I just felt like they had to like keep going back to it. It was like we could
Yeah.
have done this in like a couple scenes.
They were like
you
beating
know,
a dead horse.
yeah, in some ways. They just
like-
relied too much on that and they
Yeah.
could have condensed it. And I think
Yeah.
that would have made this actually a way better episode.
It would have.
And then we could have got to the good stuff. So
The meat.
but yeah, I still think that that's still leading to Thrawn in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
So Thrawn's got his fingies and everything going on.
Fingies.
Phalanges.
I liked how they
Like
mentioned when
that.
after that presentation that he gave, like, oh, the Outer Rim. Oh, what a horrible place.
I know, right?
Right.
They're all
Like-
like sucking up to him.
Yeah.
Which-
I liked that little bit of like
Right.
humanism because you kind of got a little bit of that in Andor, like the posh upper
Hoity
echelon of
toities.
Coruscant that like have so much
Yeah.
money. Like they weren't even affected. He's like Empire.
Could you
New
imagine
Republic.
me
It
being
doesn't-
drafted? Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
They'd have so much
sink me.
so much
Sink
money.
me.
They're the center of the universe.
Name
Even
that
though it said in the thing that he was listening to that they're considered the center of the galaxy, although it
Right,
started
it's
saying
not.
that it's not physically.
No.
It was interesting how that
Yeah.
why they did that, why they even said that. It was kind of
Mhm.
interesting.
That was interesting. And I feel like Thrawn's going to play into that. And that's what he's always played into because the Thrawn was always in the Outer Rim. He always
Yep.
worked in the Outer Rim for two reasons, basically, so nobody knew how many forces he had and people underestimated him.
Yep.
And I feel like they're already making that mistake. And that's why I find it fascinating. And I still think they're leading to Thrawn. And I'm so pumped for Thrawn.
It's
It's
gonna be big.
Well, and how many times did we say after Emperor died with his auto tune, he dies, and then you're like, okay, and then all the other troops are like, we're done. That's it. Just lay down. You know, there's
Yep.
like they
Right.
own the whole galaxy. They've invaded
Right.
thousands of planets or whatever. So obviously, like if Thrawn's sitting there in the Outer Rim, he's like, okay, half of you come with me.
all
And
right.
we're gonna hide out over here until the
Right.
time comes.
Yeah.
And he's still a Grand Admiral, which makes him
Mhm.
like,
He's probably
very
like the
high up.
highest ranking.
yeah, he's pretty much the highest
officer in
ranking
the
officer.
Imperial Army.
Like they
at
would be
this point.
destroying at that place where they got the med lab. They would be destroying ships for like years and
Yeah.
years, and I mean,
Yeah.
you know,
It'd
clearly.
be- it would take a while to decommission all those.
Oh my goodness,
Definitely.
so much.
Definitely.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of good stuff. I think we should probably get moving, but let us know. Do we have any more comments out there before we move on from the spoiler talk of Mando?
Nada.
All right, we're
That's
doing
it.
good.
Wow.
Thank you, everybody, for your comments.
Yeah.
If
We
you haven't
appreciate
already, like, comment, subscribe. I know you're commenting now, but later, if you're watching this video, continue to comment. We appreciate it, and we will read every comment and write back. And we just appreciate you guys being here. Let's rate this episode tonight.
Let's rate this
what
puppy.
do you guys think?
Wicka.
There's some good. There's some bad.
I'm not gonna rate it that high, really.
I know.
yeah.
It's taking a step back
It has.
for me,
Ooh.
just
Ooh.
because like I said, beginning and end are great. The middle, just fluff. It was
Yeah.
it's like a croissant.
So the appetizer
Just
and the
because-
dessert
Oh, man,
were
they got
really
that like
good.
a
Yeah.
song.
Yeah,
But the
it's got
main course,
hard ends, but fluffy in the middle.
That sounds like a nice
Sounds
dessert.
like a good croissant.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Sounds really good.
That sounds
It sounds good.
delicious, man.
No, but like the inside is like it's too doughy. It's underbaked.
It's under-
Oh, it's
okay.
underbaked.
So you're like
How'd you
biting
ma-
into it, and
How'd
you're
you manage that?
like,
That's impressive.
you cook it too fast.
Unless it's like string cheese, and then
it's not cheese.
melted,
It's
and you go,
it's raw dough.
Oh,
It's
okay.
eggs.
Ooh,
It's
okay,
just
yeah.
egg.
Okay, so we're making scrambled eggs now.
No. It's just egg.
just egg,
Egg with shells.
but like uncooked egg.
Uncooked egg.
oh,
then the
and
ends
it's
are
the
crispy.
shells. That's the hard outer layer.
Yeah.
So we've gotten away from the croissant
Yes.
altogether.
We are making a croissant with eggs.
He made a really good croissant and had to change the metaphor.
So you
here.
gave
No.
us a croissant.
I made a good croissant, and then I said it was underbaked in the middle, and then you guys were like, "Oh, how'd you do that?"
no, we were asking the ingredients of what was in the middle, and then you
It's just
said
under-
egg.
It's raw dough. Have you ever eaten something that has raw dough in it? It's not good.
Yeah,
Cookie dough, great.
Undercooked
dude,
pizza
cookie dough
is
is
pretty
really
gross.
good. Raw,
Yeah, cookie dough is good.
Especially
Is
with
that
some
what's in the
eggs
middle?
it.
No,
it's raw egg.
it's just raw bread dough.
Who's on first?
What I
What's
want
on
to
second?
know,
I don't know what's on
Second.
third.
I don't know.
what's your favorite cereal?
Aha!
Let's not go down.
Roundabout.
All right, just rate the episode.
Full circle.
Nick, rate the episode.
What was last week? We were going.
We're
1
in
to
the
10,
fours.
right?
Oh,
Come on,
wait.
doughboy.
It's the
Rate
wrong-
the
it's the
episode.
wrong one.
Wrong
Shoot.
show.
I was going to rate it really low.
I think
in
it
that
was
case.
like a 9.5
Probably.
last week.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I
Yeah,
think you're
I'm gonna
right,
go to like
9.5.
8.5.
All right.
Like it's
not bad.
one whole.
out of 10.
Yeah, it's a solid.
Okay,
solid.
5 out of 10.
What? What you? Is it warm
Okay,
or
6.
cold?
6.5 out of 10. That's what I'm.
It's
that's
tepid.
what I'm saying.
Is it warm
It's
or
like
cold?
a D. It barely passes.
Did it bring you in warm or did it bring you in
It's
cold?
lukewarm. It's tepid.
It brought us in warm.
It brought us in warm and
And left us
left
warm.
us warm, but
So it's like getting in
We
the
were
hot
feeling
tub
the
and then
took us
jumping
heat
in the
cold.
pool.
Dimbo.
yeah.
Am I right?
Whoa!
All right, Matt. So what was your final answer? Because I heard like 3 different
6.5.
numbers. Okay, 6.5. All right, Matt, what would you rate this?
I'm gonna go with a. Let's go with a 7.275. 7.75.
7.275.
We'll give it a almost B minus.
You know, it was National Pie Day yesterday. Maybe we should just go
Right.
It was a
3.14.
3.14.
Was it a pie?
It was an undercooked pie.
It was an undercooked pie.
Yeah, it was doughy still.
It was
in the
still
middle.
doughy with egg
Yeah.
and then a hard outer
The,
shell.
the crust was still doughy,
But
but
Yes.
the outside crust on the edges,
on the edges
that was
of
hard.
the crust,
it was crusty. Crispy.
What kind of pie is it?
It's an apple pie. Or no, wait. What's a bad pie?
Peach
Pie. It was
all
peach
of them,
pie.
pretty much.
Okay, get out.
Wow.
I'm sorry. If someone gave me an apple pie, I just eat the apples and not the crust.
You're weird.
So you like the middle of this episode?
I don't like them.
Wait, what was your answer again for the rating?
7.75.
7.75.
Mine's 6.5.
No, it was 7.725.
No,
7.275.
7.75.
Oh,
Yeah.
7.75. All right, we got there. We're good.
3.14872 pie.
Yeah.
Pie. All right, Dan, what would you rate this episode?
I'm gonna give it a pie.
3.14.
Yep. No, I'm gonna give it a. I'll give it a 8 out of 10.
We are stuttering all over the
8
place
points
tonight.
tough because
7.3. It's a tough one because we just saw this episode before we came on,
Yeah, well,
and we spent like an hour ripping it apart. But there was so much other good stuff in the beginning and the end.
we talked about that. We hyped it up.
I know.
We
But
had two of.
I'm just trying to think how I
We
would
didn't just
rate
miss over.
the good stuff versus the not as
See,
good stuff.
yeah.
So
What?
I think overall, I still enjoyed the episode because it did progress the story,
Mhm.
and
Yep.
and then it
But
left
that
us
middle part. Ooh.
For sure.
and then it
undercooked.
left us in a state where we're like, okay, well, now what are they going to do?
Yeah.
And I think maybe the Pershing arc is over for now. So I've got it 8 out of 10.
Yeah. I'm right there with you. I think it's an 8 out of 10. I think the beginning and the end gave it enough for
Yeah,
me
Nick, you're
to
way out.
because I was really hyped about the beginning, especially with them flying those ships. That dogfight was awesome.
Yeah, it
Plus the
was.
Thrawn tie-in, and then the relationship with Dimbo there at the end too. And
That's
they're-
literally all the points that it got. for
I
me.
know.
That's
Simbo.
the rest of it. That's the minus.
But-
minus all those points.
I
That's why I
appreciate.
said 6.5.
Yeah, no, I'm not in a disagreement,
But he's not in
with you,
agreement either. 'cause
but
he
I
rated
don't
an eight.
agree.
It's
I'm not going down that
2/3
low.
of it was good. The
Right.
last third was too long and drawn out.
I still appreciated some of what they were
6.5.
trying to do. They were taking a bold stand, but I just
6.6.
they just didn't execute it well. So
6.
that's why I'm still
No,
saying an
kidding.
8. It was still solid for me. But yeah, well, fact checker, I want to hear your thoughts on it real fast. Fast.
Oh boy.
Now.
Right meow.
Right meow.
I would say 8.5 because I like the beginning and the end, and dismiss the middle.
And the middle.
Yeah.
You like the middle.
If it
too,
was
didn't
its
you?
own, okay.
Didn't miss the middle.
If the middle was its own episode, what would you guys rate this?
0.
that's 2.
5.
Yeah, I would probably drop
It's
down.
still, it built the world a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, George Lucas would be proud of Coruscant, you know. Like
Right.
in a new. That's how we wanted it to look, when he did it, but it didn't have the tech. There's just ships
I
everywhere.
don't think they really progressed it that much, to be honest. It still felt quite episode 2.
No, I know that, but I mean,
look.
as far as the
dopeness.
like the the amnesty,
Right,
the,
okay,
the
yeah,
world
yeah. I
building
see
of
what
the
you're saying.
empire after the empire. I mean, and
Right.
I liked that part of the world building.
I bet they talked to him about it too.
I don't know.
Favreau
I'm
and
not him.
Filoni, I
Yeah,
think they probably would
probably.
have talked to him
They
about it.
definitely.
I'm
could
sure
have.
they're consulting him
Yeah, I
a
think
lot
they are.
with this show.
It just feels like it's got George Lucas's touch with
like
a lot
so
of it.
George.
It's so
if
George.
We did a different sequel, but it wasn't in the movies. It was on a show called The Mandalorian. What would you do?
Right.
And
right.
then he's
well,
like slowly infusing stuff.
when he actually comes to their sets. Like
Yeah,
that's
he
one
does.
of the only sets that George Lucas will come
That's
to.
because Filoni's like his son.
I know.
Yeah, adopted son.
Yeah, but I
He's
mean,
proud of his son.
they have direct access.
Filoni is his oh shoot, I just lost
That's the best
what
relationship
you're saying.
in Star Wars.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but
Finish
I'm
it
not
for
going
me.
to say the word
Do it. Come on, man.
because I don't know it.
No, you know.
I forgot.
Foundling. Okay.
Yeah, foundling.
All right, yeah,
Okay.
I would rate that.
I thought
like-
you were going to say heir apparent.
Yeah, well, no,
Yeah.
Foundling was. I was saying Favreau or Filoni is,
Yep.
Yep. George Lucas's Foundling.
Yep.
Grogu.
Grogu.
All right. Yeah.
George Lucas.
And we got a
man.
comment,
we got a comment.
to
Yes.
finish off the spoilers. So we've all rated it now. So
Yeah. Boom.
Wow.
we can cut the feed. No, I'm kidding. But visually, the episode was great. This is Eddie Bear. He was in the comments earlier.
Nice.
Good job, Eddie.
The beginning scenes and Coruscant was cinematic worthy.
Yeah.
Beginning
Absolutely.
scenes, 100%.
it looked good.
It looked
Yes.
good coming into Coruscant. I liked.
I like
all the-
seeing it again for
Yeah.
sure.
It did. That's what I'm saying. At the beginning, it reminded me of Andor, how they did all that.
Yeah.
It looked very cinematic. Like they really worked on some of the sets and wherever they filmed it, all British locations. Maybe I don't know.
Right.
There was definitely some volume going on. We didn't talk on that, but there felt like it was a little bit bigger sets this time.
Yeah, definitely.
Like they're building it up a little better. And then he said Filoni is Lucas's Padawan. Yeah, exactly.
Definitely.
Yeah,
100%.
that's exactly how you
I think
described
Filoni even refers himself as George Lucas's Padawan.
He
So,
do.
Yeah, that's good take, man. Thank you for the comment. We appreciate it.
Thanks, Eddie.
Thanks, Eddie.
Thanks,
You the man.
Eddie, that was
Or,
pretty cool
I
of
guess
you.
could be a girl. I don't know. So
Yeah, predictions.
yeah, let's
Yeah,
do
what
some
are we
predictions real fast, but
Yeah.
we do still have to rate something else. We've been going a long time.
That's okay. There's not much to talk about on that one.
No, there's really not.
It's
We'll
really
breeze through that one.
more
But
fluff.
yeah, all right. Predictions for next week. I don't want to go first.
I really don't know.
Let's have Matt. You go first.
Marriage.
Marriage.
You think that's what's gonna happen?
No.
You think Dimbo's
not
happening?
next episode or
No,
any
no,
of this
no.
season.
It's going to take
so
a long time for
yeah,
that.
it's not going
to cook
happen right
up.
now. Next episode. Where did we leave off? We left off in the Mandalore culture.
Yeah, and they accepted her as one of
Yes,
their
yes,
own.
yes.
She's a convert now.
She's gonna
She's a
kill them all
convert.
now.
Convert.
I don't know. I really don't know. I have no
You just-
predictions.
you just
I'm
like-
be honest.
You just like torture.
I just don't know anymore.
I love tossing stuff to you like this.
Just pick it out.
Honestly, yeah.
They
I'm-
do-
I really don't have any predictions.
you just
off
like to
the top of
experience
my head
it.
here.
Yeah. No worries. All
That-
right,
that's
Dan, go
putting
ahead.
it on him because I don't have much else to say too.
I don't
trying
either.
I'm trying to think. They left it so close-ended. Close-ended?
Close-ended? Like your
Close
clothes are
pin?
expiring?
Close.
Gotta
clothes
take 'em
ended.
to the laundromat.
Here's where I think they're gonna go.
I don't know.
There's a couple different routes they could
Death.
go.
Everybody dies.
Well, I'm just saying, Bo-Katan's head is spinning right now.
Yeah.
Because her house just got blown up.
She's catching some feelings.
She's been just on a downward
she
trajectory.
saw the
The-
mythalore.
She saw the mythosaur. She doesn't know what to do with that.
Mythosaur.
So she's lying to Dinbo, or to Din, I mean. She's already affected the Dinbo relationship because she's starting it off on a lie.
lies are based on.
But now
Oh,
she's
wait,
like
shoot.
subterfuge, like joining the crazy sect of Mandalorians.
Yeah, maybe she's a spy.
She's
I
all
think
over
she's
the
just
place.
lost at this point.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like she's definitely lost her way. She has nothing to hang on to.
Lost the way.
She's lost the way. This is
She
not the
literally
way for
has
her. She
lost
feels
the
like
way.
She also didn't say. She's not said this whole time. This is the way.
correct.
She's never said.
Even when.
Yeah, she did.
Nope, she didn't
She
say
said
it.
it on the ship.
Oh, she did
She's
say
like,
it.
this is the way.
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
she
Say
did,
it
but it was
once.
more ironic, right?
Yeah.
Ooh, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah.
She
She
said
kept
it.
her helmet on,
nonetheless.
so maybe she's a believer.
Oh, maybe
now.
she is. That's
So
a good point.
She
That's a
might
good point.
be. Yeah. I mean, so I think her head is spinning, and it's gonna. I think the next episode is going to follow her even more. I like to think.
Yeah.
Optimistic.
It's crazy how they made her such a big role in this.
Maybe-
I like it a lot.
Maybe she'll
I
stay
like
with
it a
them
lot.
for a while. Because
I think
remember,
she's
we
gonna have to get her ground.
we still have that scene in the trailers that we haven't seen where
Yeah.
they're dropping into Navarro.
yeah, but that's
Next
a good
episode.
point.
Yeah. Maybe that's the next episode.
That could be the next episode.
Oh,
The
that'd be cool.
pirates.
Yeah.
That's probably what it's going to be.
And
The pirates are going to
hopefully
attack.
Hondo shows up.
Yeah, we need
Hondo.
some.
I will
You're
laugh
right.
out loud.
Oh,
I'll be like,
I-
yes, yes.
Live action.
IG-11. We definitely need
Yeah.
some. What's
There's
his
some
name
loose
on
ends.
Navarro?
What?
What's his name on
Oh,
Navarro?
Carl Weathers.
Carl Weathers.
Grief Cargo.
Grief
Grief
Cargo.
Cargo. We need some Grief Cargo
Grief
right
Weathers.
now. Things got really heavy already,
Carl
and we
Cargo?
need some
Yeah.
levity. We need some
Yeah.
Grief Cargo to lighten
We need
the
to
mood.
see Grief Cargo go ham on some fools.
Fools.
Yeah, I think the pirates are going to come
We
attack
seen
Navarro.
Mando go
He's going to
ham.
need help, and then the whole culvert, because they're all as one now, are going to go and save.
Well, yeah, see, because he's
Navarro.
been redeemed and he has the Darksaber, so he can
technically
lead them.
But
Wow.
it still
He
feels
can
like the
lead.
armor's really still leading people, and that's the weird dichotomy
See,
of
I
what's
think
going on.
though now she'll let him lead them because he's been
Redeemed.
redeemed.
Maybe he could
cleansed.
pull that out and be like, "Look, we
Look,
need to go
I got
save
the
Navarro,
Darksaber
and I have
here.
the Darksaber. Let's do
Follow
it." And
me.
Bo-Katan might even be like,
I am the
"Look, if
captain
you want
now.
something to, you want them to do it, pull out
Just
the
lead him
Darksaber
with the
and tell 'em."
Darksaber.
Eddie Bear said Moff Gideon makes his appearance
Yeah.
and shows him escaping.
That would be an interesting arc,
That
and then we
could-
could
yeah,
still
that
tie
could
in the Kane.
Yeah.
Elijah
Kane.
Kane.
Elijah Kane.
Michael Caine.
Michael Caine. Michael Caine. If my name's in the front of the, what is it? He talked about how he decides on what movies he's going to do. He says, I look at the script, and if I see my name in the front of the script, and I see my name in the back of the script, I take the movie.
I take the movie.
Because he survives.
Michael Caine.
Michael Caine.
He's inside. He's in the whole movie. Anyway, yeah, I think
Yes.
I think they could follow that up, and they could start to show, because what we're going to be in episode 4, so we're halfway through the entire third season next week.
That makes
So they're
me
gonna-
sad.
Yeah.
I know, right?
It's
But
like,
they're
why
gonna
don't you
need to
guys
start-
just do like 16 episodes, like
I know.
Bad Batch.
I really would love to have more
that'd be
episodes.
great.
But
Maybe they'll keep getting longer.
yeah,
and longer,
they might,
though.
because it was tonight's episode was like 53 minutes.
Almost
that was long.
double.
I think it was almost too long for what we had.
Well,
if you would have
that
condensed
was
it,
the
would have been
reason
even
they
better.
made it so long is because they had to pad the runtime for whatever reason.
Yeah, I would have
So really,
much
we
rather
didn't
had.
get a ton in that long episode.
I would have much rather had a 53-minute opening. Like I would have rather had episode 1 and 2 at the same time.
Yeah.
For this.
Yeah.
That would have made sense. And then
Absolutely.
condense 3, then give us a bigger 4.
Yep.
You know, type deal. But yeah, I think they could tie that up, or they could go the Navarro out. I think that's a little bit more
Plausible.
because we
Yeah.
saw it in the trailer.
Yeah.
So I think
Right.
we've seen.
Unless that's like the series
like-
finale.
I don't think it's
They
gonna be though.
could
I
have
think
season
that, I don't
finale.
think that's big enough for the
Finale,
season
though.
finale.
Right.
I think that's almost like a mid-season finale where they rescue
Right.
Navarro.
Which
Which
would
would
be this
track.
next episode.
And then I think that's going to give them the trajectory of uniting Mandalore. I think the next episode they're going to focus on, all right, we got to go do a good thing,
Yeah.
save him. But then, all right, obviously all of us working together is a better thing. Like, let's get the rest. But they're going to have to introduce a big bad. That's the thing. Because we haven't seen a big bad for this entire, arc
Yeah.
so far.
You're right.
Well, no, it's going to be the mini boss first. The
Mi-
Pirate King.
The Pirate King is 4. But
Yeah.
then behind him is going to have to be the
Yeah.
big boss.
You're right. You're very right. The better shows are led by, the villain creating problems. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And
Right.
then they all end up if there's a lack of a good villain, then the show can get lost.
Yeah.
And I think you're right. I think that's a good call. Maybe need to see Moff Gideon, or maybe we need to see Moff Gideon, and we think that he's the bad again, but it's actually
Thrawn. I think that's what we're getting.
Maybe
They-
Thrawn kills Moff Gideon.
they've. I'm just saying they've got
Mm.
something big in store for the season finale,
Or they
Yeah.
better.
or they better.
You know what? I just had a thought. That's why Mando doesn't use the Darksaber very well. Because he's carrying the weight of the whole Star Wars cinematic universe on his back.
It's so heavy.
He's like, oh, God, my back.
yeah, I saw that earlier. That was so funny.
Oh.
Oh man.
That's
4.
4.
For those keeping track of how many times Nick's knocked his cup over, it's now 5. Yeah,
Give 'em a little
those are my
razzle-dazzle.
predictions. Did anybody else have any more predictions for
Nope.
next
Well,
week's?
We
Yeah, no.
already went through everybody.
Yeah. That was it.
Okay.
Now we got to touch on.
And we
the
rated it.
We are
And we're good.
Bad.
So
Huh.
that was that'll wrap up our section, the spoiler section of The Mandalorian, episode 3 of season 3, The Convert. Thank you for tuning in. We love you.
Now get ready for your daily.
Last
dose of
comment
smooth
before we're off.
jazz.
Maybe
yeah.
Moff gets help from Thrawn. Eddie Bear said maybe Moff gets help from Thrawn.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
that's kind of on the same
Definitely.
page. And then Sio Simpson said maybe next episode is Grief asking Mando back to Navarro because of the pirates.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Yeah.
That's kind of
Yeah.
what we're wondering.
That's what
too.
we
We're on the
Science,
same page.
huh?
We got some true
need
Star
a-
Wars fans out there in
We
our
do.
comments.
We
I
need
love
a-
it.
That's awesome. We need a villain to create some problem, and then that'll inform the culvert, where to go, where Mando should go next.
Yep.
Because at this point, Mando he's arrived again.
Yeah, we've
has-
completed a story.
Like he was so stressed out, like over that apostate. He was so stressed out. Like that was his sole focus. Obviously, it was getting Grogu, and then he got Grogu
to where he needed
there,
to.
and then now Grogu's back, and then he helped Boba Fett deal with the small village
Yeah, which that was
fight.
such a
He's like, okay, that was a side mission, and now
Mm-hmm.
here we are. He got the big thing. Like it already is done. It's the 3rd episode of the
Yep.
season. He's already done with his mission. So now he's a blank slate. Bo-Katan's a blank slate. Pershing is a blank slate.
well, what's
Yep.
literally literally his mind is a blank slate.
So I feel like
Leaving Pershing a
a
vegetable.
vegetable.
I just didn't think we would get that so quickly.
Yes.
Like I thought we would take like more of the season to get to Mandalore, to get the apostate thing taken care of. So it's just interesting that they've done that, which is exciting for me because I think Filoni and Favreau have a lot to go, and maybe we're gonna get 3 episodes of fluff, but
don't
I think
think
the
so.
season finale is gonna be epic, and I think he's just set the stage for some really good Dinbo action and some good Grief Karga, Big Bad.
Yep.
Now we're ready to fight.
Yeah, I'll equate it to this. I feel like we Moff Gideon is Loki, and then behind Loki we need a Thanos. So
Yep.
Moff Gideon is Loki, and then Thanos is Thrawn, and they need to set that up, and they need to get that going. They've already got Moff Gideon established a little bit, although he really wasn't that crazy. I felt like,
No.
but
Well, he was a little unhinged.
it was still good, but I just didn't feel like it was, crazy. They
Yeah, but
didn't go to the spectacle I kind of wanted them
But
to
he
go, but it was
did
still really
work.
good.
He did work well against Mando.
I'm saying
Yeah.
he plays a good villain too.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Giancarlo Esposito.
Esposito. That's
Yeah.
a fun name.
Esposito.
Yeah, he did a good job, definitely for sure.
Matt with the eyebrows.
But we
Esposito.
need, and I think we're getting touches of it. I think we're getting touches of that Thrawn / Thanos with all the hints towards it. Well,
Yeah.
and the straight out name
And
dropping.
then he's going to
Thrawn.
go get the Infinity Gauntlet
right
and fight the Avengers on Earth.
And snap.
crossover. But yeah, so we need that. I want to
be
see
a terrible
Thrawn. Let's
crossover.
get to the
Then
point.
Crosshair shows up.
Let's give everybody a purpose to unite and work together. That's the thing that we really need to get going on here, so that we can have a purpose and give us a bigger
purpose, yeah.
plot. But great comments out there. We appreciate it. We got some more comments.
Yeah, we got another one from Benjamin Bravo. Nonsense theory. Here we go. Nonsense theory. Thrawn steals the mythosaur and makes a dark clone of it, and puts it in a dark trooper armor, pretty much Mecha Godzilla.
He'd have to put. He'd have to put it in the
Zillow Beast.
the Zilla Beast
Beast.
armor.
Oh
Thank
my
you, Matt. Dude, you put the that would be crazy. Mecha Godzilla basically would.
King Kong shows up for whatever.
So now we're going to Tokyo.
Oh boy.
The Crate Dragon fights the Mythosaur.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Dude, that'd be pretty sweet,
That'd be
actually.
great.
And the Rancor shows
what's that
up.
thing from Rebels? The Bendu.
The Bendu.
Bendu.
Oh, they said that. They actually
Yeah.
referenced that. What was it, like Happy Bendu? It was like
They said Bendu Day.
Bendu Day or
It
something
sounded like
that.
it, but I don't.
It wasn't Bendu
Apparently
Day?
it
I thought they
wasn't.
said Bendu Day.
They did say Bendu
Bendu,
Day.
Bendu, Bendu,
I think it was.
This episode
Was
was
it?
also written by the first two were written straight by Jon Favreau. This one was written by Jon Favreau and a guy named Noah Clore. I don't know who that is.
Me
Noah
neither. I don't know.
I'm
Clore.
wondering if Noah.
I think Noah Clore did
The
wrote
middle part?
The middle part.
Yeah.
And Favreau had the other stuff. So
And
we-
who directed it? It wasn't
It was.
Family Yua.
no, it was Lee
Yeah.
Isaac Chung.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Isaac
which
Chung.
I'm not sure
I think
exactly.
that's part of it.
Did Minari, 2020's excellent film Minari.
Okay, he's
Minari.
a good. He's a good.
Okay.
Film.
Who did?
He's a
Yeah.
good
Isaac
film
Chung.
director. He's well respected in the film industry. It looks like.
Never heard of him.
He's coming out with a film called
that respect.
Twisters in 2024. So keep an eye out for that.
Sharknado?
Like Twister.
Is it the
I'm
sequel?
guessing
sequel to
Twister?
Twisters?
I'm guessing
Twister?
it's no.
Twisters.
I'm guessing it's
Is it about the game?
There's
Sisters.
sisters that are twisted, and he's calling them Twisters. That's my guess.
Twister?
And then next week,
I want a Twizzler.
chapter 20,
Yeah.
directed by Carl Weathers.
Oh,
Is it really?
dude? It's definitely Navarro, dude.
Yeah.
We're going to
it's- all
Navarro.
right, and get this: it's written by Jon Favreau. Good deal.
Yep.
And Dave Filoni.
dude.
Dude, it's going to be epic. Oh, it's going to be great.
If Dave Filoni's
All right.
coming into this, there's bigger world stuff happening.
Yep.
I'm calling it now. Thrawn's showing up in this.
They're at
this
least going to
episode.
mention
You think he's gonna
Thrawn.
show up in the episode?
No.
Are they
I
going
think they're
to
gonna name drop him.
But if Filoni's in this, then there is bigger
Or
Star Wars
maybe there'll
universe
be more
stuff
with,
going
like,
on.
the Purgle or something.
Yeah.
It could be Purgle.
Well, Filoni
or
did-
Ezra or Ahsoka or somebody could show
Yeah.
up.
He did one in
Sabine.
season
Sabine,
2.
dude,
Yeah.
what if Sabine?
I feel like
that'd be cool.
Sabine just because of Mandalorian.
Or
but-
Ahsoka.
She could show up.
Yeah.
Sabine could what if it's
think that'd be
Sabine?
pretty
What if it's
dope.
not the Culver? It's actually Sabine's leading some
Episode?
Mandalorians, and then she saves Navarro.
Man,
Yeah, but we saw Bo-Katan in that
Did we?
scene.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm excited because the next episode after that is directed by. They have it listed here who directed it and wrote them.
Yeah.
So just to give you some heads up, Jon Favreau wrote the next 2 after that by himself.
Yes.
Then the episode 23 is Favreau and Filoni again,
Dude.
Oh, man.
and then the final episode is Favreau,
Straight Favreau.
and then
we
the
should be
last 2 are
good.
directed by Fami Yua.
this is going to be some
He
good
directed the first episode,
Yep.
Apostate, and then next 21's a guy named Peter Ramsey, and then Bryce Dallas Howard does 22.
the last
Okay,
one.
cool.
No, that's the third to last. So 3 episodes away.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Anyway, but you got the big guns the rest of the season. So this is the only one that had a writer that wasn't Favreau and Filoni.
Okay.
Okay.
Which I think we felt it a little bit.
And that shows.
I
Yeah.
think it
stuff.
felt
And
like
it shows.
yeah, it kind of showed with that. So
Yeah.
but it wasn't terrible. But it was just.
But that's what I'm saying. I think they
It's not the
knew
greatest.
that. They're like, okay,
And that's
well,
why they bookended it.
and then Favreau's like, I think we need something at the beginning and the end.
He knew the
Yeah.
ratings would drop, and people would they would probably lose.
And I think that's why
Lose
it
faith.
ultimately became a 58-minute episode. I think it was going to be 45.
It was just the middle
Yeah, good
part.
point.
There was just the middle part, and they added the 2 ends.
he
Yep.
did that with Book of Boba Fett too.
I could track
Saved them.
because it
I don't
seemed
think
kind of
was-
like an abrupt
Saved.
kind of
Yeah.
transition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
almost.
Yeah, it did. It didn't really. It's not like you were going like anything tied
Right.
to each other. They didn't even
No.
have good like transitions.
We
It was just-
escaped
Right.
TIE fighter or interceptors, and then
Dude, that was
boom, we're in
sweet.
Coruscant.
Right. I was like, where are they going with this?
I liked how he pulled her away from that though
yeah.
too. Like he was the voice of reason.
Yeah.
and that he cared.
Well,
about
she
her
saw
enough.
the TIE
And he-
fighters, and she's like, yeah.
but she still wanted to
That
go
also-
after him though.
That also
Yeah.
threw me off because he said that we're gonna go somewhere no one or like
can't track
find
us.
us, and then they switched to Coruscant, and I thought that was
Right.
I
Going
was
to
like,
Coruscant?
I
what?
didn't even think of that.
They'll definitely find us here.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, yeah. Nobody's gonna find us here.
Right.
We literally went to the busiest place in the galaxy.
Yeah.
So
All
is
right.
that if that's not exciting, I don't know what is.
I'm
right?
very excited for next
That's
episode.
It's
exciting.
Now.
going to be great.
I think that it's going to be super fun because Carl Weathers directs fun episodes, and
Mhm.
if he's in it, it's going to be fun and funny. There's going to be lighthearted moments that we
Yeah.
need. It's going to be a good episode. I am pumped for next week, dude.
Right.
Mando. I
Mando!
just want to hear that.
Do the magic hand thing.
Yeah. All right.
Well, thank you guys for watching today's episode. If you'd like to subscribe, go ahead and click the subscribe button. And if you'd like to see the rest of this video, click the link down below.
I'm scared. Help.